parked like a couple slots away from me. So gonna meet up with him, maybe. We'll see. I thought that tomorrow I had to be part of some audit, so I moved all my meetings from Thursday to today, and turns out then I accepted all the audit Google Calendar invites, and then the guy who like is hosting the audit from my company, he was all like, oh, I talked to your boss, he says you don't have to go, but I'm just gonna like leave you on there. And I'm like, okay, like, so I don't have to go like at all, like any of them, like not even the opening or the closing ones. And then he's like, per your boss, that's correct. So I just moved all my meetings for nothing, but like whatever, it's fine. It's somebody's birthday today, so the projects engineer girl made a cake for him. And yeah, and so then she booked a meeting room at 3:30, I think. The projects engineer girl made a meeting 3:30 to 4, and then I'm just like, I'm double booked. Like, I want to go, like, just to chill and hang out, but like, I don't know if my meeting is gonna go long or if it's gonna end early. But yeah, and then she's like, that's the only time available that everybody that she invited was available. So I'm like, it's okay, like, we'll see if I can make it. But yeah, and then the time rolled around for the meeting. It's like 3 o'clock, and then the person who hosted the 3 o'clock meeting chatted me, and she's like, meeting, and then I'm like, yeah, in this conference room, but somebody's in there. And then she's like, oh, we can find another conference room. And then I'm like, the room next door is busy too. And so yeah, so then she comes out of her desk area, and then she's like, we can go find a different conference room. So then we walked down to find another conference room, and then we were following this IT guy that was invited to the birthday party. And yeah, and then he went to like the break room, and then we were standing near the break room because we were looking up the conference rooms that were available, and the one right next to the break room said it was available. So we were gonna go in there, but then somebody left their computer there and was like screen sharing, so like I guess they booked that room. But yeah, but then the person who was hosting the meeting I was going to was like leaning over on like a drawer unit, I guess, like cabinet, trying to find a meeting room. And then I went to go talk to the guy in the break room, and I'm like, are you going to the birthday thing at 3:30? And he's like, what thing? I didn't see it. And then he's like, let me see it. And then I pull it up on my computer because I already have my computer open. And then he's like, oh, okay, where is it? And then I'm like, right here. And he's like, okay. And then then I ask that girl a question like, oh, did you book the room? And then she's like, yeah. And then I'm like holding my computer by the corner of it, and then that guy is like, I don't like the way you're holding your computer. Unrelated side note, but the group that went to pickleball and the birthday cake gathering, it's like a stair step in ages, which I think is kind of fun, but I'm still the youngest. Okay, so yesterday the project's engineer made a Google Calendar event called, like, the guy's name, birthday cake, and it was at 3:30 to 4, and I had a meeting 3 to 4, and then my own meeting 4 to 4:30. The PM person who I was with was all like, oh, like, this conference room is available. And then I'm like, okay, can you book it, and can you do like 3 to 3:30, because it's not really gonna take an hour, right? And she's like, okay, I'll do 3 to 3:30. So then this guy is still at the break room, so then I'm like, okay, actually I'm gonna go because I just moved my meeting 3 to 3:30. So yeah, and then I go with that PM person to the conference room, and then we have our meeting and stuff, and then like nobody shows up. Well, one person showed up late, and then we were talking for like maybe 15 minutes, and then that's it. So it didn't even last half an hour, but yeah, it's fine. And then we walked away and stuff, and yeah, and then I went to my desk, took care of a couple things, and then I had to help somebody with something, and then I was running a little late for like the party, or the birthday cake event. But yeah, then I'm like, I grabbed my computer, and then I quickly walk over to go to the birthday cake event, and then this guy in front of me is walking really slow and like on his phone, and then he hears me walking fast, and then he turns around and then he's like, oh, do you know where this conference room is? And then I was like, yeah, I mean, I go to conference rooms all the time, so yeah. And then I open the door with my badge, which I think he's saying he doesn't have access to it, open the door, but I don't know. But yeah, and then we go in, and then he's trying to like small talk with me as I'm like walking really fast trying to get into the room, but yeah. Anyways, then we go in the room and then eat cake and stuff, and yeah. I think it was a vanilla cake with cream cheese frosting and a raspberry filling and ganache, something like that. But yeah, it was chill. I've just been dinged for my hoodie. Apparently, I'm allowed to wear it, but I have to put it under this, so I'm gonna change that real quick. Okay, I think we're better now. I messaged my PM friend, and then I'm like, you busy? And then I gave her a little bit of time, because like, yeah. And then I was gonna go on a walk / break, ... And then she's like, let's go. So then I said like, okay, coming. So then I went to her desk to pick her up, and then we went for a walk around the building twice. And yeah, while we're walking and stuff, this guy chats me, and he's like, beat feet. And so that's a phrase from when we played pickleball. So he like remembered that. But yeah, also, so those clips that I did in the bathroom and stuff of like how I have to now put my hood underneath my smock. I was talking after I went on my break / walk with my PM friend. Then I was talking to the guy who was a technician who turned into an engineer, and he noticed that my hood was under my smock, and then he's like, oh, your hood's under your smock. And then I'm like, yeah, because somebody told me I have to put it under, which I get, but yeah. I've been like doing this for like 2 years, so like, yeah, but I get it. But yeah, and then he's like, yeah, he actually like just went up to them in the desk area and told them that engineers are wearing hoods, and yeah. And then he made it, I don't know, he made it seem like somebody was like ratting out the engineers wearing hoods, because there's an engineer in that section that wears a hood, the guy whose birthday it just was yesterday, and then me, and we both predominantly wear hoodies. Yesterday, the guy who's an engineer in my group sends a chat, and they're all like, do you guys want to go to lunch today or tomorrow? But at this point it's like 12:45 or something like that, so people didn't answer or said like, oh, sorry, it's too late. But yeah, but then I don't know if it's happening today or not, but like, not feeling well, probably not gonna go unless the two people who I'm becoming closer to both go. But yeah, but they both didn't answer, so the group chat, so I don't know, because the guy that has been asking constantly to go to lunch, obviously he wants to go, but then this other guy from like warehouse said he's down for tomorrow. That was yesterday though, so he's down for today to go to lunch. But yeah, I left work today I think at 4:50, and I probably wouldn't have left that early, but I messaged this guy and I'm like, time to beat feet, and then he's like, time to beat feet, and then I'm like, wait, are you actually leaving right now though? And then he's like, I'm done, like I'm ready. And then I'm like, oh, like if you wait like 10 minutes then I'll come, but if not, if you want to like leave right now, then that's fine. And then he said he'll wait. A couple minutes passed, and I'm like emailing him, like, not really. So basically he has office hours set for every Wednesday, so I sent him an email asking him a question about the thing he's having office hours for. So then a couple minutes later, then I'm like, okay, ready? Question mark, question mark. And then at the same time, like a second after I chatted that, then he chatted, let me know when you're heading out. So I don't think he saw my message. So yeah, so then I'm like, so then I packed my bag up and I put my computer in my backpack. Then I chatted again and I said, ready? I walked over and then he was ready to go too. And then we walked through the main office area to get out. So as we were walking out and stuff, we ran into, my PM friend was going one way and we were going this way because I think she went to a conference room to get another drink because she said she was thirsty. So yeah, so then I'm like, have a good weekend, and then we're still walking down the hall, and then the EVP is like coming out of her office and like, what do you want me to say? I gotta say something, right? So then I said, have a good weekend, and then I don't know, or she just like nodded, like, but yeah, but then she looked like she was trying to talk to the guy who I was walking out with. So then he like stepped a little bit closer to her, listened to what she said for like a couple seconds, and then said like, yeah, and then he kept walking with me, and then we walked outside, and yeah. Also, I got a donut this morning. The projects engineer girl brought donuts because it's payday.